Okay, I thought I would also go through this nephron that we have in the classroom as well. So if we talk about structures that we can see in this model, we'll start with arterial blood flow into the glomerulus. So you can see that's indicated here in red. We can follow arterial blood into, this is our glomerulus here. And this one, because it's red and it's coming from this larger artery and it's a branch off of that, we know that this is going to be our afferent arteriole. Okay, this is bringing arterial blood into our glomerulus, which is our capillary bed here. And then we can follow this vessel here away from the glomerulus. Okay, so it's taking blood away from the glomerulus. So that would mean that this one is our efferent arteriole. Okay, so what happens to this vessel here, if we follow that around, it basically is going to further divide into all of these capillaries here, and it creates this peritubular capillary network that's going to surround the whole nephron. And so substances that are reabsorbed back into our body, that move from renal tubule into our blood vessels and then are recaptured by our body, that's how that's done. It's through this peritubular capillary network. One of the things that we talked about, if you remember, is that there's a special name for that peritubular capillary network in certain types of nephrons. So if you have a nephron that's a juxtamedullary nephron, remember with that really long loop of Henle, that peritubular capillary network is specifically called vasa recta. Otherwise, it's just a peritubular capillary network. Okay? So if we start with glomerulus, here's our glomerulus here. We can see at this point we've got the beginning of our renal tubule. This would be Bowman's capsule or our glomerular capsule around the glomerulus. And these two structures together are called the renal corpuscle. So we can start with our renal tubule here, leaving kind of the other side of the glomerulus. So this would be our proximal convoluted tubule. And we can just kind of follow that around. And then we start to head downwards. So this is going to be our descending limb of the loop of Henle. And I know it gets out of your picture because it's really long. And then we can follow it back up the other side. So this would be our ascending limb of the loop of Henle, continue to be ascending. And then we start distal convoluted tubule here, and it's going to join in with collecting duct and drain into the renal papilla that we covered on the other model. Okay, so a couple things here. Again, collecting duct is not part of the nephron itself because we have several different nephrons that drain into each collecting duct. Okay. And also, too, if you recall, we have a very special area right here that's formed between the afferent arteriole and the proximal, or I'm sorry, the ascending limb of the loop of Henle, and that area is called the juxtaglomerular complex. So make sure that you review that and you review those cell types in there, granular cells as well as macula densa cells.